Welcome back to Sequencing 101, everybody. And in this episode, today we're going to do a bit of a harder subject. So this is how to make a Trommel tunnel in Theme Park Tycoon 2. Let's just get into it. Before we make the Trommel tunnel, what is a Trommel tunnel? So basically, it's one of those spinning rooms which you go through, kind of messes with your head as you go through that room. So in this episode, I'm going to show you how to build that. But before you start, what you're going to need is you're going to need 4 separate images to be able to place it in this Trommel tunnel. And I do warn people now that this is not the easiest thing to do, so just follow carefully. Just before we make this as well, I want to blame Jack for making us do this one. He wanted a 60 FPS Trommel tunnel. Unfortunately, you cannot do 60 FPS Trommel tunnels in this game because the sequences do not allow it. So yeah, I'll still show you how to do it though. So here we have the 4 walls we are going to use to make up this Trommel tunnel. As you can see, they're all unique, and yours should be as well. Just before you make it, just make sure you've got sequences unlocked and also the big picture unlocked, because it really helps when resizing the images and all that. But let's just get into this now. I completely forgot that achievements don't exist anymore, so make sure you have image panels unlocked. To begin making the Trommel now, what we're going to do is I'm going to set it to day first. That'll be a great start. So first what you want to do is get the middle of your tunnel. I'm just going to use this block. What you guys are going to want to use is obviously the ride track, and this is going to be like the space based around where your tunnel is going to go. Now what you want to do, line this up in the middle so that it's even on both ends, and then push it out to how big you want the tunnel. I'm only going to make it small for now. So all you want to do now is make sure that the amount of images that you place is divisible by 4. So say you've got 16, you can divide by 4, get a whole number out of it. It just makes it tons easier. So I think I've done that wrong. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. See, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 so far. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 images round in one circle. So your Trommel tunnel should now look something a bit like this. Now, just make sure that it is divisible by 4, the amount of images you've got, because it'll just make your life so much easier. And now we're going to get on to the sequencing bit. Now this is the hard bit. Before, though, we get onto the sequencing bit, we need to do the image part of this. So we need to put these 4 images into this. Now, all you're going to want to do is go in blocks of 4. So I've got my first image here, right here. I'm going to make the next image, the one I'm working on, just a different image. I'm just going to put a flag in. And I'm going to get the next image for this. So we're going to put image 2 in there even. And then we're going to use image 3. It's just going to look a bit different. And then we're going to use image 4. So you should now have 1, 2, 3, 4 done. If you want to make this easier for yourself, just delete the rest of this. This will save so much time. And honestly, just copy these around. So using your rotation tool. And this should look a little bit something like that. So now each piece has it's unique now. Right, so onto the interesting bit, the sequencing. Now this gets a little bit complex, but it's not too difficult. Well, I'm saying that anyways. So let's just get straight into it. So, sequencer goes on top of this. Like that. Now what you want to do, you want to do exactly the same for as you place in your images. Do it in blocks of 4 again. So we're going to sequence, put 1 in, then put 2 next to it, 3 next to it, and 4 next to it. Now what you want to do, shrink them down to 0.5. Then, this is where it gets difficult. You're going to want to put the next image as the previous image. I will explain that in just a moment. So all you want to do, you've got 4 sequence blocks in that 1 second. Now this is going to be attached to a timer, which is on a second. So this is how it's done. So you've got your first image here. This is going to be the first thing that's seen to the sequencer. So this will be the image you want. So this is image 1 for me. And it will show image 1. Now, what you want to do is get the second image, which is this one. So we'll go back on my sequencer, put it in, put it into this one here, the one below. I wish you could color code these, but this one here, which my mouse is hovering over now. The next one, do the exact same thing, next image, which will be controlling this image here. And then you want to get your last one, place it in. That controls the last block of 4. So now, what you want to do, this is where it gets complex. You kind of want to cross it over. So holding shift, hold down on the first one and go to the second row and the second one down and let go. So that image will become this image in the second 0.25. And then you do it again and again. So it kind of goes diagonal, like a bit like Connect 4. Now for your second image, you go diagonal again. But when you get to the bottom here, you go back to the top. And then you do the other one. You go back to the top. And then do the bottom one. If you're at the bottom to begin with, you just go straight back to the top. And then what it should look like, that should move. Just like that. Now, if you want to be sneaky, what you can do is just remove half the tunnel. Like so. And obviously just put these all together. But make sure you've got your sequencer in it as well. You can do this all as one if you want to save on sequencers. But for simplicity, I'm just doing this. Obviously, rotation in the middle again. You just go around. And obviously just line it all up. So it looks something a bit like this. Where you've got your sequences on all four ends. Now, dig down. Place your timer. Pop that down. Connect all the sequences. If it would let us. Just like this. And now put it on a second. And it should start spinning. Really nicely as well. And that is literally it. Now, if you really want to, you can now extend this. So all you want to do, if to extend it now, is just get all the pieces you've put down. Make sure to grab your timer as well. Group it all. And obviously it will just literally connect on. Just like that. And it will all spin as one. Creating that spinning effect that we wanted. And honestly, that is it for today's Sequencing 101. We have learned how to make a Trommel tunnel. It was a little bit difficult, but now you should have one. I've tried to dumb it down as much as I can. It's not an easy thing to do. It took me a little bit to get it as well. But if you guys want us to cover any more sequencing, such as lights, projection mapping, animation, stuff like that, just tell us in the comments and I will next week make another one. If not, I've got plenty planned. So I would like to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing as we're on the road to 100 still. I would also like to quickly congratulate Kylo in this video as well for getting to 100. So well done, lad. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much.